Oh my god, guys, I messed up. I messed up, bro. It's not like a bad thing, but it's just like annoying. And then, so here's what happened. Overall, great trading day. I think this was definitely one of the easiest days out of the entire like new year. Um, I'm gonna go ahead and talk about that, but how I fucked up. I accidentally, let me go ahead and pull this up for you guys. I accidentally made 3K today on an Apex account on a fresh new PA account, 2,941. Right? I didn't mean to do that on purpose. I have accounts on Top Step and then I have some accounts on Apex, and I was basically placing the same trade on both Top Step and Apex. Top Step was fine, right? For Apex though, I forgot to group the accounts. So I went in with 20 micros on one account because I forgot to group it and I wasn't really paying attention. Um, Kind of just set my thing, set my stop loss, and I kind of just like, want to go brush my teeth and stuff. Just like, I'm in a trade now, setting stop loss, blah, 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 blah. Gonna just, if it hits my TP, go let it go to TP. If it hits my stop loss, go let it go to stop loss, right? I'm not touching it. So I kind of just want to go do my own thing. I want to go brush my teeth, and all that fun stuff. It's morning time. Had some morning oats. And again, just talking to my mom. I come back and I'm up 3K as I showed you. Now, don't get me wrong. It's not like necessarily a bad thing, but the thing with about Apex, it just has, that 30% consistency rule. So now in order for, to qualify for a payout, I need to make 10K so that 3K, it being my best day, is not more than 30% of my overall profit. Right. So now I need to I need to like scale that account all the way to 10K in order for me to take a 2K payout, which is annoying, right? If I had made 3K on Top Step, that would have been perfectly fine. They don't have a consistency rule. So, that would have been absolutely amazing. If I was up 3K on all of my accounts, holy, that would have been an insane present. Insane birthday present, right? My birthday's on Sunday, by the way, February 15th. Um, I'm just praying for like, I please NQ bless me for my birthday. Um, so yeah, but the fact that it's on Apex and then now I need to, abide for those for the profit, I mean for the payout rules, it's annoying, right? So now I have an account sitting at 52,000, right? Almost 5,300. Um and my other accounts, I took a small little continuation up here just to this high, just completed the buy side. They're up around $200, so it's perfectly fine on the Apex. Top Step sitting well nicely as well. Um, right. So now I'm just like, damn. So I think what I'm gonna do is, for now, I'm gonna be, training on Top Step as normal, and then I'm gonna be on Apex. I'm not gonna be copy trading. I'm just gonna be focusing on this one account because now I'm gonna have to either scale up, put some risk on some trades, and have like $800 days to like 1,200 ish, and slowly compound that up to around 10K, which is super annoying. But I mean, it's definitely possible, but it's just it's just like not it's just not how I trade, right? I trade, if you know how I trade, I tend to just go base hits, small 200 days, 300 days. Like having a $500 to $600 day is absolutely really good for me. Um, so yeah, I'm just, oh my god, yeah, it's whatever. Though. Luckily, it's just one account. And I still have my other Apex account. So if this ends up going south, I still do have my other ones. But again, it's just annoying, right? Like it's just something I have to deal with. But right, again, I'm also not really used to trading on Tradeway that much. Um, so I completely forgot I wasn't in a, I didn't group my things together in order for me to copy trade. Oh my god, dude. I hate this. I hate it. Anyways, let's start for today. Commentary trading today on the Discord, as you can see here. Good morning, blah 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 blah. And I was saying pretty much giving this a light size. Kind of waiting for this hourly. I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys what hourly I was talking about. Kind of waiting for the hourly to go. Again, just looking for higher prices here, just off of the higher time frame. Again, show you guys today, and then my model, which is being the 05 bank today. Again, really, you could have taken the entry off of 1 minute. There was like a 1 minute inversion, and there was also just a 5 minute model, right? So let's go ahead and jump into today's price action. I can just go ahead and just draw that today. It's pretty easy. Now, if price was like this every day, oh my dude, today was absolutely buttersweet. So let's start off with just top down analysis, higher time frame wise, just a 4 hour for value gap here, and then we have that manipulation happen, right? Again, if you are in my Discord, I am all about that true manipulation happening inside a higher time frame for value gap. Here it is. Here's that true manipulation happen. This is already an A setup. The fact that there's an SMT makes it A++. So after that true manipulation, I go into the lower time frame just to see if I can find some sort of entry, and we actually get a nice entry on the 5 minute. Now, the thing is though, right, for my 05 model, it happens. It happens all every once in a while. You just have to catch it, right? It's not frequent, right? It's gonna be, you'll find it maybe 3 times out of the week, maybe twice, but it does happen. And it just so happens to, today was one of those days, right, on the 5 minute. So after this true manipulation happened, we got this nice break of structure here to the upside, as you can see. And then we have a 5 minute for value gap here, with some good momentum, offering discount prices, right? Go ahead, looking at the 5 minute, on the 15 minute of this entire range, as you can see, after that true manipulation, we are in a discounted range, pretty much back at equilibrium. Now, the only thing, I'm gonna keep it a buck. If you were looking for shorts today, I think you're just too scared, right? If you're like, oh, there's hourly for value gap, and then you see this wick that I'm looking at right now, and we just wick back down, right? Oh, like now this is, we might potentially just continue to go lower, right? I don't necessarily think that would be the case. I mean, that there is a world where that actually happens, but you have to remember what happened at down over here inside of this range, right? Here is that true manipulation. Not only that, we also get placed into a hourly order block, which is sick, right? I mean, I was just, again, just something, just extra confluence. So I wasn't really necessarily, giving much attention to this hourly for value gap, right? I saw everything that I needed to see. I did have a clear draw, right? Here is, just buy side externally. Also sitting inside another for value gap here. So again, all I needed to see, and then again, just on the higher time frame, overall buy side model currently being played out on the higher time frame. So this was just a retracement back into this price leg, creating that manipulation on the higher time frame, zooming down to the 15 minute, zooming down to the 5 minute. Here is your 5 minute entry. This line right here represents as order block. Now, if you took this entry on the 1 minute, you would have taken this 1 minute inversion sitting down over here. Perfect V-shaped recovery. Now, this is the V-shaped recovery I like to see. A lot of people have been getting faked out during these V-shaped recoveries, and that's just because there's no actual story behind it. Again, price is telling a story, and our job as traders are to just sit down and observe. We sit down and observe the market, observe the story, observe what's happening, and that's when we initiate and potentially look for a trade. Once we start to like the story. Just because we see a V shape, let's say we didn't have this true manipulation happen at this hourly for value gap. Let's say this was just a V shape, And a lot of times, I'm pretty sure last week in just January, V-shaped recoveries were pretty much getting cooked. Well, this is a better case, right? Well, this V-shaped recovery actually has a story. It actually has a story to it, aligning with the higher time frame, right? Higher time frame model is currently in a buy model. Zooming down to the 5-minute, again, just models within models. It's just zooming into the lower time frame. This is all just just time frame alignment. So this V-shaped recovery on the 1 minute actually has a story. So I mean, if you had taken that V-shaped recovery, that is a good V-shaped recovery in terms of A++. If you solely trade off of inverse, really really good stuff there. I kind of just waited off of this 5-minute here just for extra confirmation. And again, I just really liked how we had this expansion move to the upside. Now the thing is though, sometimes when we're just super bullish, super bullish, you might not get this retracement, and that's what I mentioned about. You won't get that 5-minute model at times just because price is not going to give you that retracement into the fair value gap. Now you might find a continuation once price starts to trade to the higher prices, because now, hey yo, what am I doing? So at this point in time, currently at equilibrium, and then now you're at let's say we didn't get the retracement and we're just continuing to go up. Now at this point, you're like taking a trade and you're pretty much in premium. Like for instance, if you this is 5-minute gap here, we did not retrace back into it, but let's say we did retrace into it. Now you're taking a 5-minute continuation in premium to the buy side. But I believe it would be okay, right? I believe it would be okay. There is a potential, a potential risk of you getting stopped out and, price maybe coming back down and wanting to take out this low. It really depends on where your stop loss is, right? Like if you had it just under this fair value gap here, you probably would have gotten stop hunted here as well. But again, that's just all because you're deep in premium. So again, that's why people say don't long in premium, doing short in discount, right? At this point in time, when this trade actually happened, we're pretty much in equilibrium / discount, and then this is a discount to premium sequence. So again, just something to consider. And I think that's pretty much it. Overall, I think today was again just one of the easier days. Oh, this is nice 1-minute continuation here. And then here's that 1-minute inversion. This looks really solid as well. After that stop hunt. So again, this is pretty much that. Oh, you also do have like a very small 5-minute fair value gap here. So again, if you trade, this is why I just like true manipulation. True manipulation happens on any time frame. I preferably like to use it on the higher time frame, just because if it happens on the higher time frame, you go down to the lower time frame, and it's just more time frame alignment. But the same thing here happens on the 1 minute. As you can see, here's that true manipulation happened. We get this stop hunt here at this low, retrace back into this 5-minute. I don't think there's an SMT here. And then singular. This is the 5-minute inversion. What was this inversion? A 2-minute inversion? Oh yeah. 2-minute inversion here happens. And then just targeting buy side here just to continue. And then yeah, that's pretty much it. Damn, if only price was like this all the time, right? Clear high time frame bias in terms of just replaying off of this true manipulation at this fair value gap. And yeah, I guess only the really hard part where you could second guess today was just being scared of this hourly. But again, you just have to remember, everything is not certain, right? There's always going to be some risk. And you have to remember, like, all these concepts and stuff all revolve, right? They're not 100% win rate, right? They have that 30-40% where it's just the market is just not going to give it to you, right? So again, just all plays on risk, and is again just higher probability. What trades you're taking are going to be higher probability. What trades are low probability. Like now after this wick, and let's say like on this hourly, like for instance, after you see this wick come back down into the gap, and let me go ahead and mark out that wick. Oh, it's that 6 a.m. candle, so that open candle. So 6 a.m. come back down, come back and retrace back into it. Now, if this had gone inverse here, again, I took my trade here. Again, this is all risk. This is just me playing the risk. If this had gone inverse, if this 5-minute fair value gap had gone inverse, I would expect just to see some chop. You know, prices just being it's a Monday, prices just being weird on the higher time frame. We're just in between two fair value gaps, two higher time frame fair value gaps, and we're just, you know, price doesn't know what it's gonna do, and it's just chop. But again, I take the risk just because of this true manipulation that's happening here. I like what I'm seeing for some longs. We do have some nice low resistance liquidity here as well. All these highs getting ready to get taken out. And yeah, again, everything just comes with the risk. We just have to, you know, try to minimize the percentage of how much risk we're actually taking. And again, that's just all comes with, you know, finding your edge and stuff. And yeah, so I appreciate y'all. I hope you guys enjoy this video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace, peace.